record. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, the Sleep Runner. Let's hit this really quick here. Nothing interesting's happening today, by the way. Just gonna keep saying that. Do I think I might be more charitable to Zelda 1? No. Having said that, I'm curious how Zelda 1's going to score. I've said for years, I have said for years that Zelda 1's going to be the worst Zelda. We'll see. I just want to show this off really quick because this is probably my favorite of the towers. So here we are, we're in a tower, we're in the desert. Nothing fancy about that, really. Until you look down. And I've always found myself wondering, what the hell was down there? You know? Like, that's... How the hell? And how tall are these stupid things anyways? Ooh, keys. I need keys. Speaking of, we are down to 4 arrows, by the way. Just to really emphasize how ridiculous that's getting. I have... Do not. Okay. So no, Darker, I had not heard about a PC port of Majora's Mask. Although I am, as always, in favor of such things. As long as it's a good port. Good ports, good remasters, good remakes. 100% in favor. Zen the Intergalactic Ninja. That actually sounds familiar. I don't have any specific memories on the moment, but that does sound familiar. Oh, God, Act, it's so bad. It's so bad. And as a reminder, the thing I mentioned the other day was just one problem with that game. And I mention that because I've known people who have put that game down over that one boss fight. Hello, Takoida. Good morning, Braglin. That's good. Just want you to know, I am stealing your food. It's nothing personal. It's being reappropriated for the greater good. This might actually be faster. We'll do this first. Excuse me, don't care, don't care. Yes, I did. In fact, several people asked me about it yesterday, Act. Speaking as someone who is now determined definitively that he is not a Total War fan, I really hope those rumors are true, and I really hope it's a good game. I know a lot of people would be very happy about that. I think the question is going to be which team works on it, because they've got, like, the classical team. And then they've got the, the fantastical team, for lack of a better way to call it. And then you've got Total War Troy, which has both. Yes and no, respectively, Gavator. Being able to convert on the fly is, at absolute best, a band-aid on top of a broken system. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly why they let you convert between the two. Troy got a decent score, yes. Did I like it? Well, no, as we've already established. I'm not a big fan of Total War games. Good morning, Dark Day. mean, there's a lot of frozen wastes in this game, and I'm not sure if there's... Oh, speaking of Frieza, I wanted to ask you, do you think it would be better, just opinion, if we did memories, then dungeons, or dungeons, then memories? Favorite shaman spec? Healer. No question. Resto Shaman is great. Or at least it was the last time I played it, which was in Legion. And yes, I know that was a while ago. I stand by it. Memories then dungeons, or dungeons then memories, Frieza. I'm kind of torn. Pretty sure I did, Dark Day. It's tuning. Over-tuning. No, I've played worse open world games than this, act. I played Just Cause 4. On camera. That's actually a recent review. That's a post-Oblivion line review. Reminder, Just Cause 4 sucks. For those of you who didn't actually catch that one. I'm also going to play Morrowind someday. Ah, crap. That could be bad. Oh, I love Just Cause 3, and I enjoyed Just Cause 2 for what it was. Although I didn't know it was bugged, and that pissed me off. For those of you not aware, in Just Cause 2, there's several areas where you cannot 100% them. It's bugged. It's literally bugged, so you can't get all the stuff necessary to finish off an area. So my Just Cause 2 run got stalled because I was trying to finish off an area and couldn't, and could never figure it out. And it eventually pissed me off so much that I put the game down and never actually got back to it. Is this down? It might be down. No, 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 no. Jesus, Link. So which game has the most engaging open world? Odd. That is a good question. I'm going to say GTA 5, I think. No? Okay. I just got to hit the center. Okay, well, sure. Okay, I definitely hit the center there, game. I don't have that... Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. Well, for a couple million, I'll give a positive review to anything. Okay. 23 million bucks, here. I will make Morrowind the high... I will give Morrowind a 2 million golden number. I will invent positives. I'll be like, yeah, +2 grass existing. This game has grass. And, every blade of grass gets a plus to gameplay. Think about the time and effort. I can't BS that well. Think about how much work was put into copy pasting these terrible environments. Not in this game, in Morrowind. It has the best speedrun category. That's true. You know, what's funny is you'd think inflation would have pushed it up, but actually, no. It's still 23 million. Although 26 million would be nice. Yeah, Dark Day. I've been pretty open about that. I'm not exactly sure when I'm moving. The goal is to finish the Zelda run before I move. But ultimately, the run takes the precedence. Or, sorry, the move takes the precedence there. So if something happens and it's time to move, then it's time to move. So, that sucks. Yeah, we'll see. The only thing I know for certain is it's going to be about a 14-hour drive. And I have absolutely been doing some prep work for that. Extra battery packs, new adapter for the car. Going to get some beef jerky, a whole pack of water. You know, it's funny. That sounds like a long drive, and I suppose it is, but I live in the United States. It does not take much
Rivali's Gale is now ready
for a trip to be a 14-hour drive. Oh yeah, I'm also going to need some cash because there's going to be some toll roads on the way. War Within is not funded. No, Anisha. I mean, it's not like there's any other option there, Act. Okay, nope. Well, this is just my life now. Okay, cool. Let's try over here, then. Yeah, hell. The drive that I did from Kansas to Indiana, which, if you look at the map, is not a very long distance. Like seemingly not a long distance. That was a similar type of drive, and that drive sucked. I've also asked a few friends of mine if they will play D&D with me, at least for part of the drive, so I can have some mental stimulation for the trip. Our country can get all kinds of things, but that's handled at the state level, Darkrai. So the answer to your question is yes, but I would have to set up with an automated pay thing for each state individually. So I'm just gonna get some cash. I'm not sure I'll be able to Discord on the road. Discord doesn't like wireless all that much in my experience. That's a good question, Torchinator. Having never played Dark Cloud, I have no idea. So for those of you in chat who've played Dark Cloud, how many negatives would Dark Cloud get for its durability mechanisms? Yeah, I do know, thanks to my dad who lives... God, you enjoy being blinded, right? I do know, thanks to my dad, that Florida has a thing where you have to put up a sticker with a barcode up on your windshield. I don't remember what it's called, but it's something like that. The Sun Pass, that's it. No, Euro. I'm not much of a decorative person when it comes to cars. I'm much more utilitarian when it comes to cars. I like a car that runs well, is reliable, and has good mileage. The rest is all bonus points. Okay. The worst and least reliable vehicle I've ever had was a Ford. I've pretty much never gone back. The what? Sorry, Frieza? Okay. Well. Enjoy the visuals here. The most reliable used to be Honda. Nowadays it's Subaru. Which is why I have a Subaru. I will say, I've never had problems with durability in Fallout 3. But that's because I actually enjoy the act and process of salvaging weapons into other weapons to maintain their durability. And, you know, steady stream of weapons that you can then use in order to do the aforementioned. In Oblivion, durability is just, you got a bunch of hammers on you, right? And come on, over here. I kind of want that. See, the reason I say Fallout 3 specifically is because I don't remember what it's like in Fallout New Vegas. I'm not that familiar with Fallout New Vegas. Because I haven't played it that much. So, upper body, you got it. Get out of... There we go. I'm not ready to kill more Lionels just yet. I'm getting there. Yeah, I've been debating going around and knocking over some of the Golem dudes, whose names I can't think of all of a sudden. German car brands I like. I don't think so, no. Rather, I can't think of any off the top of my head. The Taluses, that's that. Thank you. Oh, of course, Venetia. But, so, I have something called CoOp time. It's designated time every day, which I can spend with certain groups of people depending on their availability. It's all nice and scheduled. You know how it is. So at the moment, the CoOp time is primarily being taken up by WoW, although that's because of Pandaria. But that's how we finished Dragonflight. Technically, our current co-op game is actually Divinity Original Sin 1. However, because of the Pandaria Remix thing, we shifted over to that. Which I recommend, by the way. It's really good. A little buggy at times. So, I was doing the Sniper quest, if you're familiar with it, over on the Alliance side specifically. And I do stress that because the Alliance version is a little buggy. First of all, it's less well-designed than the Horde one. Go figure. But there's a specific section where you have to shine a laser at a target, and that's what triggers the sniper who's covering you to shoot that target. Did someone kill the bot? No, the question... Good. There it is. No problem. You shine the laser, thing dies, we're cool. And what's supposed to happen is those enemies are supposed to spawn on a bit of an internal timer, roughly like once every minute. Except they were spawning in groups of 2, 4, and 8. Now, you don't have a lot of health, and that shine light do sniper thing takes time, because what's actually happening is there's a script running. So I died. Now, if you're not aware, that's a bug. That is a straight-up bug. The tigers are not supposed to spawn like that. Near as we can tell, what probably happened was, because of how layering works, it was spawning tigers for all the players currently doing that quest at the same time, but they were all getting shunted into the wrong layer. Mine. Or, this is also possible, every player currently doing it was triggering a spawn, regardless of whether it was for their player or not. Either way, same result. Tons and tons of tigers. So my sister and I, it took us quite a while to get through that quest, just because, you know, that's the wrong button. Oh. Yeah, sure, whatever. And now to freeze for my efforts. And die, actually, for my efforts, too. Remind me to refill my fairies. I see that a lot. I can barely tell I'm running. Look at this! Look at it! Everyone in chat, I can't! What class surprised me most in Dragonflight? None? I'm gonna go with none. None sounds like a good idea. Tell you what, I'll tell you when the blinding death is gone. I'm sort of stuck with it, but, you know, you don't have to share in my fate. I haven't played the new one, Baron. X. Not you. You're not a Baron. I realize you can't see what's happening because I told you to stop looking at the screen. Yeah, that's another thing. We don't have the Song of Storms and we don't have the Song of Time. I think in answer to your question, Frieza, I don't think they intended any visual storytelling up here, which is a shame, because they usually do that pretty well. I think they were just like, well, here's an area, and there's nothing up here other than a couple of shrines. This is, like, more barren than most zones in the game. So they just littered it with treasure, because what else are you going to know? What's a quest at? Excuse me. This might take a minute. I'm not here. I'm not here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Listen, quests would get rid of the barren, devoid, empty, lonely, meaningless, pointless, boring, drivel sense of this game. We can't have that. There we go. I have a lot of lightning arrows for some reason. Arceus is probably going to have scored better, yeah. In all honesty. On the plus side, Arceus was an extremely good gameplay game. Like, weirdly good. They had a lot of quality-of-life features and a lot of things that made the core gameplay loop fun in Arceus, so go figure. While this is doing this, when I heal in raids, am I fine minding my own group? No. No, I'm healing the raid. You kidding me? I got healing to do. Unless it's a specific fight where my job is to keep, like, a specific group of people alive. But that's different. That's coordination. I assume you mean in a pug. You know, ironically, I've heard the same thing about Violet, Baron, several times. Me too, Gavator. I am admittedly more worried about Tears than I was before we started this run, but, you know. It's a good question, Venetia. I'm not even sure. Well, let's see what we got up here. Yeah, everybody knows about the performance issues in Violet because they're really glaring. My niece noticed the performance issues in Violet. I think that did speed it up a little, yes. That's what the VODs are for. Oh, speaking of which. Yeah, now we've increased our speed. We're actually doing this even more efficiently than... So, I actually got a comment asking about the possibility of adding another negative to the durability problem. Yes, really. Here's the idea. It acts as a limiter to creativity and build design. Now, the specific example they gave was defensive builds. Imagine if you wanted to do a setup with gear and with buffs or whatever that's designed to just endure the enemy. You're kind of de-incentivized from doing that because attack is everything. As we've already talked about, possibly unintentionally, the more attack power you do, the better it is in every way. Not just because something dies faster, but because you lose less durability for doing that. By contrast, if you try to do some kind of shielded up, you know, slowly whittle down the enemy kind of thing, all you're going to do is burn through your durability before the enemy dies. And yeah, it also limits any possible run of using weapons that, you know, break in 6 hits. So yeah, it discourages experimentation, hence it's actually kind of a builds negative. So, yeah, I find myself in agreement, and I think we're up to 19 negatives. 19 negatives for this nonsense. Yeah, no, Breath of the Wild has great combat. I would love to experiment more with it. Really. I think there's a lot of possibility for some really fun and wild builds. And yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Blake Duvall. Pretty much the reason I lean on two-handers is because this is what will chew through enemies the fastest. I don't think we did, Frieza. Let me double check. It's okay. I got time. Wait, is the game... Where's the game? Is it this way? This way. Okay, I got time. I mean, we saw that earlier, right? I was running into the point where I didn't have enough durability to kill a couple of enemies. Because, again, it's functionally ammo. And when you run out of ammo, all you've got left is bombs. Oh my god! Looks like we did not give that negative. We mentioned how it interrupts combat, because you have to pop up the menu and switch weapons, but no. So, yeah. No, Baron. As a fresh reminder, the sister of Takuvma by herself got about 40 negatives. Also, I'm pretty sure that the Mass Effect 3 ending surpassed 19. I was actually just thinking that, Darkrai. In Ocarina, if there's an ice thing and you hit it with a fire arrow, guess what happens? It immediately melts. Like that. Anyways. Is that all of them right now? No, actually, let's go turn this in. I think this is going to be closest. Yeah, it also flicks the switch, because you just shot an arrow into the switch. Yeah, that was pretty bad, Pillars of Snow. It was pretty bad. Getting all the treasure chests, that's insanity. You are insane, Frieza. I mean, of course you are. You're here watching me, but, you know, I meant kind of like separate from that. Let's switch back to this. You know, that's a good question, Blade Travel. Mass Effect 3 didn't score particularly well on the gameplay axis either, but most of those negatives were for story. Similar situation with the Sister of Takuvma. I mentioned 40 negatives, but that's actually across both story and gameplay. The only thing I think that will surpass it is what I call the stamina problem over in Starfield, which is the same general concept. It's one seemingly innocuous gameplay flaw that has a knock-on effect on dozens of other things. For those of you who didn't actually see the Starfield review. Other than that, no. I think this is king. Queen in this case. Stamina and Morrowind. We'll get there. We'll get there. The 30 health thing was, I want to say like 10 negatives total. I'm not actually sure. It was a lot. So I wanted to do this quest on camera because I want you to see how absolutely wonderfully creepy this person is. So there's the orb I need, and she's my sweet Roscoe, don't you worry, my special friend. I would never, ever let you go. Unless, of course, I find a way to see these 3 guardians. Hey, I found the guardians. You'll show me? A guardian? Hey, you, could you please not bother my Roscoe and me? It's not like you'd show me a guardian or anything. Image. It's a flying guardian. I feel alive with terror just from gazing at its beautiful form. A small guardian. It's so vicious for its tiny size. It's adorable. Hold on. If you only show me the 2 types, that must mean... That's a good shot, actually. A walking guardian. I can't believe it. Nothing could be more dangerous. What an exhilaratingly scary sight. Ah, what joy. Hey, you, give me that box, okay? I want to look at these images every single day. No. You can't? I see. How unfortunate. I guess I'll have to burn those images into my imagination. Yeah, can I have your orb? Huh? Oh, you mean Roscoe? Sure, weird sphere thing's yours. I'm over it. I'm all about guardians now. If I close my eyes, I can see them in my imagination. Just, hey, go walk towards Hyrule Castle, and just keep walking there until you die. You'll see as much of them as you want. Don't worry, they'll sue you before you see them. If you start to hear piano music, you're already dead. Really, Blood Angel? No, I didn't know that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yep, I killed Roscoe. It was a worthwhile cause. Getting me one thing. Alright, and then I want to do... I believe it's not completely frame perfect, Venetia Silver, but I don't know how many frames it has. Blood Moon. We thankfully already did the... Yes, thank you for reminding me, Frieza. We thankfully already did the Blood Moon Shrine, because... Screw that noise. Oh, by the way, off topic, I finally found a good guide for crafting, for cooking. It's unfortunately a giant-ass PNG, so it's really hard to navigate. But it is still extremely informative. I'm actually going to link it in chat really quick for anybody who cares. Because this has been helpful in actually processing how the stupid crafting works. Sorry, I shouldn't call it stupid. It's so stupid! Okay, so... It's gotta be it. Sure looks like it. Okay, so let's go here. Yeah, helpful, isn't it, Pitkiss? The problem is, apparently it works. I've already been discovering new stuff about how crafting works. This playthrough, I keep calling it crafting, cooking works. This playthrough. It's been fascinating. Master Mode Trial of the Sword. Have fun. We are here. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Those are rupees. We're doing okay on rupees. Welcome. You sound tired. Is it that obvious? I'm into horses, so I got a job with the Stable Association, which is great and all, but they dispatched me in the middle of nowhere, which I can handle, but they have me working around the clock. I feel so hazy all the time. I'm looking to eat some meat, but the stable meals are vegetarian for the most part. Fresh caught gourmet, raw gourmet meat. Do I have any gourmet meat right now? Might. I do. You don't have to have any raw gourmet. Yep, here you go. I'm no freeloader. I'll pay you. Yeah, no, here you go, dude. 100 rupees. So this is actually a good way to turn meat into money, by the way.
Oh.
This is one of the 3 major methods people recommended to me for money. Because he'll just buy raw gourmet meat for 100 rupees from now on.
Hi.
A pure white horse? That's ridiculous. There's no pro red horse. Don't be ridiculous. There is no such thing as a white horse. Yeah, I would say this Link is certainly strong, relatively speaking. But at the same time, yeah, some of the Links I think are stronger. Now, this is going to sound like bias, but I've always thought that LTTP Link is actually pretty decently high-tiered. Mostly because in addition to having the usual great kit, he also has a ridiculously powerful version of the Master Sword. You know, the Butter Sword. And he's got flat-out magic. Big, doomy magic. Right. Yeah, Bombos is legit. Ocarina kind of has something similar, but yeah. Although I would say Ocarina and LTTP Link are practically right next to each other in terms of overall kit. Probably because Ocarina was pretty much designed to be LTTP, but in 3D. Nobody's going to argue for Wind Waker Link, of course, because that was never the point of Wind Waker Link. He wasn't super powerful. He was the underdog. Now, I wouldn't call him the weakest. That's probably, honestly, Zelda 1 Link. Just checking something. That's what I thought. Okay. Okay. And then... Now, honestly, Skyward Link might actually be one of the weaker ones, I would say. Which is funny, considering who he fights. I mean, Hyrule Warriors Link is death on wheels. Probably at least in part because of, you know, being the main character of a Dynasty Warriors game. Zelda 2 Link? Yeah, that's a weird one. He's got access to a large magical arsenal. Probably more so than any of the other Links. However, his sword has the disadvantage of actually being a dagger. That's barely a joke. The reach of his weapon is so terrible. We're going to talk about that when we get to Zelda 2. He actually has an honest-to-God heals bow. Okay, now, where are we? He can stab up, and he can stab down. I would put Zelda 2 above Zelda 1, but I don't think I'd put it at the level of, say, LTTP. LTTP Link also got better armor, which is something that's often kind of walked over in these games. Like, LTTP Link just straight up takes quarter damage by the end of the game. And has a giant-ass shield, which is magically reflective, and he has the butter sword. And I know I keep calling it the butter sword, and that sounds like an insult, but no. If you've ever played LTTP, you know, the butter sword is death. Whatever you're looking at dies. That's true, Darkrai. Yeah, Minish, I would say. That's a better example of someone who's below average. Yeah, you can tell I do too many randomizers, Gavator. That's also true. He has access to silver arrows, which, fun fact, and I didn't know this until I started doing randos of that game. Silver arrows are programmed to do actual damage. They're not just something that hits Ganon really hard. Which means on several bosses, if you get them early, you can literally one-shot bosses. God damn it. Does it have to go in the basket? Oh my god. Well, now, the silver arrows were in Ocarina? No, they were in Twilight. I remember they were in Twilight. You know, truthfully spoken, yes, Mr. Red, it does kind of irritate me. Maybe that's just because I take reviewing games pretty seriously and have turned it into my entire job. I have an entire system which I built up over years and with outside help to do it. But, yeah, no, it does irritate me when people just are like, you know what the best game of all time is? Metroid 1! And I'm just sitting here like... no, Shadow Machine, I have not.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
Oh, hello. There you are. I'm pretty sure we're good here, but just in case, I've had this extra one ready to go. Tell me what regions they're in, Shadow Machine. We'll work from that. I mean, Midna is the best companion we've ever had. Overall. I actually do unironically like Fee on a story axis. The problem is, Fee is such a pain in the ass on the gameplay axis that I think it taints everyone's opinion of her, my own included. I'm not sure where the Neclutus Sea is. Oh, did they smooth over Fee on the Switch version? That'd be funny. Because I've been prepared to give her a bucket of negatives when we get to Skyward. For those of you who haven't played Skyward Sword, I suppose I should explain that a little bit. Fee does a lot of repeat information about stuff you already know and have already known for some time. And she states the obvious constantly. And I mean constantly. No, they don't live long, Lord Hermod. Yeah, no. Whatever you think is bad about Navi from Ocarina, quintuple that. I'm not even joking. It's absolutely bonkers. Yes, please. Really? Frieza. Yep. Well, we all know that the other's horse was Ganon, so there's only one thing this horse can be. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of apples right now, because I haven't really been harvesting them lately. Because there's not a lot of reason to. Is it this person right here, Frieza? Is this your card? You brought the royal family's right horse? I'll be. Grandpa wasn't lying. Son, you just made my life. Staying alive in this godforsaken land may have been worth it after all. That's right, I got to see a horse. Yes, white horse that Princess Zelda rode. The one my grandfather told me about when I was little. The sight of the princess riding atop the white horse was supposed to be a thing of beauty beyond words. No doubt about it. This horse is the grandchild of that horse so long ago. So beautiful, so pure. You're welcome, dude. Any good side quests in the game? There's only one that might qualify. We have started it. We have not progressed very far on it. Okay, so now we got the white stallion. Yeah, the town building quest. We'll get there. We'll get there. We got Eddie Murphy for our game. Holy crap. How much did it cost us? The entire budget of the game? I mean, my ideal Zelda game, we would play as all three. Although, I actually ran into an interesting problem. So, Ganondorf being the guy who does the puzzles, or sorry, the combat, Jesus Lord, makes a lot of sense to me. Zelda being the one that does the puzzles makes a lot of sense to me. What the hell does Link do? Because puzzles and combat are the two axes of Zelda games. And yeah, I know courage, but courage is a little ephemeral and not really defined. Right. You want me to... Yeah, I can make that happen. Maybe. I don't think I can make that happen. I think I've already failed at this. Anyways. What do I... See, I was actually going to flip that, Venetia. If we were to use the Trinity, I would say Link is the tank. Ganondorf is the DPS. I mean, just look at their primary preferred weapons. Ganondorf almost always uses this giant-ass Trident of Doom. Big old two-hander. Link uses a sword and shield. Actually, I think I saw that, Bregman, but either way, I hope the trip is safe and smooth. Because if it isn't... I mean, sword and board is plenty deadly, but it just lends itself more towards defense than offense. At least in a video game sense. In real life, a shield is fun to play with. That's all I'll say about that. That was weird. Well, that was the main thing we came here for, but I guess we'll talk to them. I want 10,000 rupees. Screw you. And Melania, hast thou, have you ever felt the pain of losing a horse companion? If my powers return to me, I'd be able to help you in some way. So please, give me money. No. Bye. Alright, there's an interesting question, just for fun. If you had to pick a non-standard weapon, that is to say... That's... Wow, actually stalled me there. So you have to pick a weapon they haven't used before, in other words. Or is not one of their iconic weapons. What would you pick for each of the main three? Because Zelda's used a bow several times, for example. And obviously Ganondorf has the trident, and also that giant two-hander. I don't remember all what they used in the Warriors game, so let's just count those for now. Listen, rain is what makes the game... I can't even snark right now. I've lost my snark. I'm also listening to my niece's play upstairs, and it's very cute sounding. Oh, you know what? I like that. Blunderbuss. Big ol' hand cannon for Ganondorf. I like that. Like, if you ever played as, Oh my god, I can't think of the name of it. Assassin's Creed 4 has a DLC in which you play as... I can't remember his name. And he has this giant-ass hand cannon of doom, and it's awesome. Sorry, Assassin's Creed 4 is Black Flag. Adwale, that's him. Something like that, just a pagong. Big ol' knockback, big ol' spread. Functionally a shotgun, but like a really, really good, visceral shotgun. So, that's what I would pick for Ganon. I think that works so well. He just has a giant freaking hand cannon. Okay, so now Zelda. Someone mentioned daggers, but, I mean, counting Sheikah in that... oh, sorry, spoilers. I admit the idea of proper nunchaku sounds pretty appealing to me. I'm essentially picturing Selfie in FF8. I can also see just a straight-up chain whip, which I forget what those are called. Killer jump rope. Which leaves Link. I swore... Oh, they're in town. Duh. I'm actually pretty torn for Link. The nunchuck act. I think less Michelangelo from TMNT. I think more Selfie from Final Fantasy VIII. A proper three-prong, or whatever that's actually called. So 3 lengths connected by chains. Actually, yeah. You know what? That's a much better example. Devil May Cry 3. The Cerberus thing. That's kind of the direction I'm thinking. Although, again, FF8 was the primary focus. But I appreciate the DMC3 reference. Okay. I'd give Link the Mage Staff. Full-on caster. Something similar to Black Mage from FF14, or White Mage from FF14. Brought you some apples. Apples? Hey, have some apples. So, which FF14 class is what I have there? I mean, yeah, Link is definitely Paladin. No question there. That's an easy pick.
Aye.
Hey, bond is maximized. Okay, how do I change their barding?
Ah.
Yeah, Dark Knight is just such an easy pick for Ganondorf. You can tell I've done a lot of horse stuff in this game.
Yeah.
It's a mighty fine horse you have there. If you're interested, I can help you change your gear. I mean, yes, please. I'm only choose a horse that are raised with lots of love. Hang on. Can they evolve into a Crobat? Okay, good.
Oh.
Change the saddle. Do the teleport saddle. Do I have anything else? I actually do. Oh my god. Behold the death. Alright, let's test this out, shall we? Zelda would be Bard in FF14 terms. Archer plus Singer plus Support. That's Zelda. Easy answer. So something I actually gave the game a positive for, but I actually did show off on camera. A lot of the points of interest around here, like that shrine down there, which I've actually already been to, or this guy at this tower, or if you go past that bridge that's down there, all of them have a vector quest that says, hey, go check out Prince Sidon. That's it. It's actually a neat little bit of guidance, and again, it's a solid bit of vectoring. Hey, you know, we put these dots here so that pretty much no matter what way you enter into the region, something is going to point you towards the guy who has the primary quest chain for this area. But yeah, no. I was asked FF14 terms, and FF14 Bard is not a Bard at all. I don't know why they call it that. Hey, Valerian Wraithfall. Ignore the score on the screen. And the rain. And also, I just noticed it is now in a lightning storm, so let's take off all my gear. Well, most of my gear. Also, why is the Master Sword lightning? I'm just... whatever. Midna. So, the only thing I have to go off of Midna is pretty much her appearance in Hyrule Warriors, where she is one of my favorite classes to play as it happens. Having said that, yeah, I was leaning towards Black Mage, because I can't think of anything else that just has that sheer level of giant, slow swaths of death. I suppose I could see Reaper, but I'm going to lean towards Black Mage. Giant swaths of death. Zant. Zant? Would technically be a blue mage that has very few abilities. Like he can spit fish. Oh yeah, and Zelda obviously also qualifies as a warrior in FF14 terms in Spirit Tracks. Is that up? No, it's down, right? Yep, no, it's right there. What the? Oh god, wind. Wind! Wind pushing me completely the wrong way. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Wind, I'm gonna need you to stop being a dick for 5 seconds. Oh hey, Blood Moon. This means we can make the rounds in just a minute. Vati would be a summoner. Not because he summons anything, but because FF14 classes are wonderfully named. Because the summoner is actually an elemental mage. That's Vati. I believe so, yes, Plutonia, but don't quote me on that. Oh, right. That sucks, because I just used my wind, speaking of. Okay. Yeah, it's nice, buddy. I got places to be. Bye. Okay, really, dude? If you want to die that badly, just ask. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. Please just know. The little bit is named, is all I'm saying. I do think we've got some artifactiness going on there. Alright, so, now that that's done... I don't know, Shadow Machine. Okay. Let's do the rounds, shall we? Well, I was just talking about how Ganondorf should wield a giant blunderbuss. Jolly Leprechaun. So... I would like to buy your arrows, please. This is so stupid. Do they have limit? I legitimately don't remember. Do they have limited arrow purchases in Ocarina? Like, it's been a while. I mean, I don't generally buy arrows in Ocarina, because you don't have to in that game. You see, that's what I was thinking. I think you could just keep buying them, because you're good. Seriously? Nothing? Damn. Oh. Instead of, you buy the bundle, and then they restock once every blood moon, if you have less than 50, which is just, I'm bonkered. I'm bonkered by that. It's not even the worst thing in this game. It's just the weirdest. Someone somewhere had to actually design the game to prevent, that doesn't just happen. Someone had to deliberately program the game so that you can't refill the stock of frickin' arrows in the shops until there's a blood moon, and only if you have less than 50. Who did that? Why did that? Yeah, I was gonna say, Zelda 1 had its own little rules, too. Which, you know, you can work around. We figured that out back in the day. Yeah, several people have suggested the idea of a tool, a arrow tool that just has infinite arrows, effectively a timer thing. So no durability loss on using bows, and no durability loss, or no arrow loss, excuse me, when you're doing puzzles. Which, for the record, I completely agree with. That's a great idea. If you went full tilt with that, what you could do is you can make it so that the only actual arrows in the game are the good arrows, the special ones. You know, like a good video game would do. God damn it. Speaking of... Yeah, you are not worth my time. Yiga drop junk. That's the other thing. They drop so much junk that they are not worth killing, because the amount of durability you burn in killing them does not get you anything in return. Except for mighty bananas. I got tons of those. But the reason I bring that up, the arrow idea, is Dungeons & Dragons, of all things. In D&D, it's rather common to not keep track of arrows, except for special arrows. You keep track of special arrows. You got 3 fire arrows. Or you got 2 special poison arrows or whatever. Once those are out, sure, whatever. You just shoot forever. Nobody cares. Now, that's actually not technically according to the rulebook. That's just what everybody in the universe plays as, because we have a brain. There's no reason to keep track of regular arrows. It's just needless busywork. So there you go. There's your idea in a nutshell. Plink. Yeah, DOS 2, actually. Another perfect example of that. DOS 1 even does that. I mean, that's true, Darkrai. If some insane person is insane, we need to insane their insanity. But regardless of insane people... Sorry. I'm being a little facetious, but my point is, this is dumb. I am still running around buying... I'm not even done buying arrows yet, speaking of which I do need to switch outfits to continue buying arrows. frickin' shop is in this town. Now that's me, Darkrai. But that's different. In fact, actually, that's completely different. And you know why? Because torpedoes are the special arrows of a ship like the Intrepid class. What would be actually insane is keeping track of every shot of a phaser. That's the equivalent here. That is the literal equivalent. If you had to sit down and track every single phaser shot in the whole show, that's stupid. That's what a normal arrow is. It's your default. It's your lemon shot, right? It's your white damage. I'm fine with keeping track of yellow damage. There's a reason for that. Yes, there is Gavatar, but we have to do Eventide first to even access that, and we haven't yet. And we're not going to for a minute. Also true, Frieza. In fact, I need to look up exactly when dynamic drops started being a thing in the Zelda series, because we talked about that in Metroid. Super Metroid was the first one that started using dynamic drops. I think it's Ocarina in the Zeldas, but don't quote me on that. How much are fire arrows? Those are expensive as hell. So dynamic drops is when there's... Yeah, it's probably worth it. Dynamic drops is when the game keeps track of how low you are on something, and then adjusts the loot table on the fly. Now, I realize you're going to say Zelda 1 did that, but Zelda 1 was a very, very basic prototype system. That is functionally the same thing, it's just, it's not as dynamic or as well designed as later versions. The 10 drop thing that was mentioned earlier. But I don't remember which Zelda first did that. I'm pretty sure Ocarina did that. I don't think LTTP did, though. I think LTTP had loot tables per enemy type. Because certain enemies have a much higher chance of dropping X, Y, or Z in LTTP. Is that everything? Okay, hang on. Mental checklist. We got all the arrows. How much do we have now? That's it? That's it? A full round of buying all the arrows. Got us 65 arrows. Okay. That's cool. Well, that should give us enough to do the other thing, at least. Oh gosh, I don't know, Venetia. No, I didn't, Gavator. I don't think I'm going to. That sounds like a waste of money at this point. Yeah, the fact that the shops carry so few is just such a weird choice. And they don't restock. And they don't restock at all if you happen to be already above the 50 marker, which is just... Again, that doesn't happen by accident. Someone designed that. Someone said, you know what we need in our Zelda game? Arduousness. So, hunters in WoW. What I would probably workshop, and I stress that because this is not a finalized design, I would want other people to get buy-in and testing on this concept. So obviously I would get rid of bows entirely for survival, which I believe is currently how it is, and definitely how it was back in Legion. That was awesome. Let's stick with that. Survival being a melee spec is actually really, really cool. Beast, I don't think I would do much with arrows in general on Beast. I'd just kind of leave it be pretty much the way it is right now in retail. You have infinite ammo, and you don't really have to think about it. But marks, I like the idea of effectively doing what we were just describing in several of these games. In marks, you actually keep track of the special arrows, and you can procure those special arrows via something. I'm not sure what, because crafting is a mess in WoW and probably shouldn't be encouraged to keep existing. But something gives you special arrows, and you can use those for special hunter-specific abilities. And note the way I say that. So you can't just buy ammo, and it's a certain different type of ammo. You buy ammo, and that is ammo for specific abilities. It's basically the same thing as the old component system. Now, the downside of that is everything. Oh, this is... Okay. Yeah. There we go. Actually, yeah, Cycloud. The problem is what I'm describing is effectively an inventory time and boring tax. But I would put it there because I know some people want that kind of a thing. And that's fine. But if I'm being honest, I can't really think of a lot of ways you can make ammo particularly interesting of a thing to do like that. There's just not a lot you can do with it without it also being either mandatory, so you have to do it, and that's the end of that, and or dull, right? Frustrating and irritating to do. We already have the flask problem in WoW. Well, for those of you who play FF14, the buff freezing problem. How did I hit you? There we go. Could you piss off, please? Like, I really don't care about you. Stupid wolf. There. Now, having said that, ow! That was my ankle. An idea I had bouncing around my head the other day. Because the problem with buffs in just about any game, including the one we're playing right now, is that if you introduce the ability for buffs to be stacked, then that's exactly what the player's going to want to do. But as I've said many, many times, the older I get and the more I study game design, the more I think that balance is a bit of a developer trap. And that too many developers get stuck worshipping at the altar of balance and detrimenting their game as a consequence of doing so. So what I think I would do in something like WoW specifically is make it so you cannot stack buffs in something like the Mythic raids, which is where most of the endgame races happen, and in the PvP space. So just put that barrier there, right? Put that dividing line, and certain mechanics just don't work in that space, thereby leveling the playing field and allowing the competitive side of things to continue to exist. Everything else, go for it. And the Pandaria remix thing is part of where that thought kind of comes from. Which Pokemon game are you playing for your first one? Oculus? Also, hi, Raiko. Which do you want me to use? I'm cool with whatever, but you got to help me out here. By the way, thank you for being part of the show. I'll put that towards KOTOR 2. Vermintide 2, Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, exactly, Gavator. They're really experimenting with the Pandaria remix, and they're letting us just have fun with the game. My sister, Pax, and I three-manned a heroic scenario last night at level 14 with no healer. And if you don't know what that means, then you never did the heroic... the heroic scenarios back in the day. And let me be clear, we bullcrapped that. That was complete bomb jumping. But we did it because they gave us all that new kit. All the new potions, all the new scrolls, and all the new abilities from the gems that allow us to punch way above our weight class. And that's awesome. That's sort of my point. Those kind of fun, dynamic experiences can only exist, thanks to experience, when you remove a lot of the balance. Not all of it, but you do have to kind of reduce how much focus you have on balance to allow the players to just have fun with stuff. If I can use another example in a non-MMO space, Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy V is probably the best job system in the history of the Final Fantasy series overall. There's a couple other games that come a little bit close, but the reason FF5 is so damned good is specifically because it wasn't balanced yet. It was new. They were experimenting with it, they tried with it, and so you could cast death on a boss and it would work. You could use status effects on bosses and they would work. You could learn ridiculously overpowered abilities and combos and synergies, and it was awesome. Something we complain about a lot is virtually every FF after 5, including 6, the very next one, was like, whoa, hold on, we need to pull the reins back on that. Even the freaking Vanish Doom bug is in fact a bug, even though it feels like it shouldn't be. It feels like just a logical consequence of tactics. But no, because they wanted the game to be more balanced, and so they pulled back on all that cool, fun stuff. Yeah, exactly, Venetia. I've taken stun off my bar on several classes because there's just no reason for it to exist. Anyways, rant off, but I hope you get the overall point there. I feel like games can be a lot more fun when you allow them to be... Oh, jeez. Oh, God, he's leaving. He's leaving. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, God. I'm gonna die. I'm dead. I'm dead. It's over. The Malice Dragon's gonna kill me. I can't tilt any further up? Seriously? Okay, whatever. Honestly, I can name a lot of games that are unbalanced on purpose to allow the player to just be absolutely bullcrap if they want to be. We just played a couple. Both Samus Returns and Metroid Dread allow the player to be death, if you know what you're doing. There's a reason there's a OCO mode in that game, built into the game. And for those of you who don't know what that means if you get hit once, you die. Speaking of, Devil May Cry. Another game that is designed around allowing you to beat bullcrap. And awesome. And yeah, I'm sorry, but most of you probably didn't see my recent Devil May Cry 5 run. But when I was fighting that one boss and actually got multiple perfect parries in a row, and then killed him with that, that was awesome. Damn it. Royal Guard is great. I'm sorry, it's the best stance in the game. And it's because those developers had the audacity to trust that their players could actually enjoy that level of bullcrap. Good bullcrap, I suppose I should clarify. I can't aim that high. Also, that first-person mode is so disorienting. Yeah, that's the other thing. One nice thing about games that allow you to be overpowered, they also allow you to be underpowered. Pretty much by default, if you have a game where you can break the game in half, then you also... Is he moving? He's moving. Then you also have a game in which challenge runs are just kind of baked in automatically. To go back to the Final Fantasy for a second, FF5, there's a reason the 4-job Fiesta exists. Which I know a lot of people tend to forget this, but that is a challenge run. That is limiting yourself for the sake of having more fun with the game. Which you can do, because the systems support that. And yeah, FF10, another good example. Ooh, there. Yeah, that's a great way to put that, Mr. Red. When was the last time you heard someone complain about how unbalanced Devil May Cry 5 is? Arguably the best game of its particular genre. You open yet? Not. I did get rid of those videos for searching Elizar, but you can still find them on the website. All the videos you can find on the website. They're all. There's actually a page on the website called the Archives page. And yeah, that's functionally a boss battle, what we just did. What's funny is it's kind of an interesting boss battle. It plays with the concepts of the game, the glider and the midair slow mode shooting in order to deal with something that isn't actually fighting back. Just hitting the damn thing is the challenge. You know what? Actually, yeah, you're absolutely right, Saber for Wife. I mean, I hate to come at this from like the Street Fighter community or the Smash community, both of which do the same thing. We can police ourselves when it comes to tournaments, you know? If there's a particular dude that's just way too overpowered or way too underpowered, we can categorize that. We can ban characters from tournaments. That's cool. We got this, yo. Okay, we're okay. Oh, I think this is technically the tutorial for getting dragon pieces. Just realized that. Time to burn that extremely valuable dragon scale. I mean, Dan, right? Exactly, Gavator. Some balancing in games really should exist. Duh. But I really think way too many developers in way too many fields overemphasize balance. Excuse me. No, archive. I just said this earlier. Archive. The archive page. In fact, I think I might have a link to it in chat. Hang on, let's find out. Nope, I do not. I can fix that. That'll literally take me a few seconds. And done. Now it's a command. Boop. Listen, nobody cares about dragon scale, StarCraft. Your weapon inventory is full. God damn it, game! I can afford to lose this. This is trash. Vault? Sure. Hang on, I gotta go do that now. Hang on, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. There, done. Deus full, Deus full, Deus full. Sorry. I mean, there is such a thing as overly unbalanced. We actually talked about that in FF14, because Guild Wars 2 suffers from that problem. It's one of the only real major gameplay problems Guild Wars 2 has, in terms of its classes. The gap in between, you know, the crap builds and the good builds is huge in Guild Wars 2. And that's not good. But that's a matter of degree. The best Pokemon game? Well, at the moment, that's Arceus, I think. Although, you of course mean the mainline Pokemon game. So in that case, I would probably go with Sword and Shield is my current favorite. The other one that's in the running is Black and White 1, for very different reasons. I had something else I was doing. I'm trying to remember what it was. Right. Cooking pot. Yeah, we'll see if Violet actually surpasses that. It might. It might. Violet has some bugs, graphical issues, and optimization problems, which we'll probably just give negatives right out the bat for. Then there's the rest of the game. Yeah, we actually 100% of the decks. I did some of it off camera, I'm not going to lie, because it was just time-consuming. But I still did it. That's been a long time since I've caught everything, well, I say 100% of the decks. I have caught everything. That's a better way to phrase that. Actually, 100%ing the decks is insane, and even filling out the decks is a bit insane. And yeah, I fought Arceus. He just wasn't as fun of a fight as the previous super mega awesome fight of awesome. Still a good fight. That's a good question, Saber for Life. We won't do a Pokemon block because that's insane. But pretty much all the Pokemon games, to some extent or another, are on the list at various levels of funding. Agreed, Act. Someone asked me earlier what my favorite boss battle of all time was, and that one came up. Yeah, it's one of those really awful things, isn't it, Gavator? Like, here's a really, really, really good game. It runs like crap, but it's a really, really, really good game. Huh? How do you deal with that? See, I like how you didn't believe me, Elizar. That's my favorite part about that. You're like, nah, that lore, he's got to be lying to me. Oh! No, wait, no, wait, no. Did I get it? I think I got it that time. Actually, yes, Giga Pudding. Although, also New Vegas. Frankly, there's a lot of games that probably qualify for that. Yeah, I apparently already have it, which is weird, but whatever. So it wouldn't let me turn it in earlier. Oh, hello. Stupid Octorok. I believe I actually privatized that one, Darkrai. I don't want anybody watching that, ever. Don't quote me on that, though. If it's there, it's on the archives page. If it's not on the archives page, it's not there. What could drive a man to eat an Octorok? I like how the Octoroks drop freaking fish, by the way. You know, that's a good question. I do not know. If we see another one, we'll try it. Go away, you're scaring away the fireflies. Buffs, Giga Pudding. Cooking buffs. Oh god, when did stamina enter the universe? That's a good question. Well, I mean, it entered Zelda in Skyward, but I'm trying to think, like, when did stamina become a thing in gaming? Like, we could easily point to Demon Souls as, like, our ceiling on that. So it's definitely, if there's anything before Demon Souls, but at least by then, right? I don't remember when Demon Souls came out, though. Shadows of the Colossus? It's not really a stamina thing. Oh, God. If Kingsfield 4... Excuse me. I don't know why I said that. If Kingsfield 1 had stamina, then that means we owe it to FromSoft for adding one of the worst features in gaming that has been misused and abused for years and years since. And I'm not gonna lie, that would amuse me. Secret of Mana does not have stamina, no. Secret of Mana has a charge bar. Or a cooldown bar, if you want to think of it like that. But either way, it's not stamina. That's hilarious. 1994, Kingsfield 1. That's funny. Now, hang on. Let's codify this. So, when you say it has stamina, do you mean this? Or do you mean for attacks? Because those are kind of different things. And let's be honest, the primary way in which stamina sucks is this. Both. There you go. I think we have a winner. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cavator. I just don't agree. Nothing in Secret of Mana has ever felt like a stamina bar to me. I get where you're coming from on that, but that's kind of like arguing that Tank Buster is an FPS. It's technically true, but I think it's not actually true. Thank God we can't physically do that then, Mr. Mobage stamina is obviously much worse than running stamina. 100%. For those of you not aware, Mobage stamina is the worst damn thing ever. Here's how Mobage stamina works. Let's say you're playing a war game, and you want to go build something. Well, building something takes resources and time, and most importantly of all, stamina. If you don't actually have stamina, then it sucks to be you, because you cannot go do that thing. Everything in the entire game costs stamina. Ugh, egot. Naturally. Go away. Naturally, there's a way that they'll sell you that. They'll sell you stamina tanks and other things like that. No, Gavantor. I'm sorry. I'm letting this go. If it'll make you feel better, you win. But no, absolutely not. All right. So, the way those games are intended to work, it's pay to wait, I believe, is one of the terms, which is used to describe this kind of a situation. Because you're supposed to just sit there and wait for the stamina to recover to do stuff. In some cases, this is especially egregious, because in some cases, it's not like a strategy game where you're using up time or stamina or troops or whatever to do something. Instead, you're just doing anything at all. Unfortunately, one of the best examples of this is one of the most stereotypical ones, which was the Harry Potter game. There was a Harry Potter Mobage game, for those of you not aware, where doing anything took stamina. And I mean anything at all. And there's a wonderful scene right at the beginning. So I actually check this out myself, where like a horrible death monster reaches out and starts strangling your character. And it costs stamina to get free. Now, that sounds particularly egregious, but it's the same general thing that all Mobage games do. You cost stamina to do anything. That's how you play the game. Stamina is how you progress. And if you're paying attention, you're already noticing why these things are not, let's call it what it is, real video games. I don't want to get all elitist on that, but it's true. A video game is something that you sit down, an interactive medium that you sit and you play for fun. It is not something that's designed to prevent you from playing it, unless you're going to do something else to pay it more money to do so. Now, I know that there's some asterisks there, but I hope I don't have to actually go down the list and explain why that's different from something like an arcade. I'm explaining this so badly. The very existence of the stamina system is antithetical to what a video game is what I'm trying to say. It is trying to force you to either not play the game or coerce you into giving them more money to be able to progress. It is manipulative, it is deceptive, and most importantly of all, it's not fun. Nothing about a stamina system in a Mobage game adds to the gameplay. Nothing about a stamina system in a Mobage game allows you to increase your overall enjoyment of said Mobage. All it is there to try and coerce you into spending more money on trash. If I could put this in different words. If I pay you money for you to give me food, And that feels like a reasonable transaction. But if I have to pay you money for you to not take away my ability to eat the food, something has gone off the rails. I know that's not a great analogy, and I am an idiot, but I hope that at least partially gets across my overall point here. Ah, God, I don't even know, Saber for Life. Shame if something would happen to this sandwich of yours. Just patting like a hammer or something. Good morning, Evo. How are you doing? Sorry, Venetia. Just using it to make sure I don't miss any. Don't worry, I'll turn it off in like a second here. Speaking of cooking, I really wish we could template cooking. Yeah, how's the playthrough going? HUD is up to date. We've been doing mostly wish listy kind of stuff. Wish listy? I have a to-do list, and I've been going down that list. You know, neither did I act. Neither did I. There are several times where I'm like, hey, this game is scoring surprisingly high. And then there's times where I'm like, wow, this game is scoring surprisingly low. I mean, even I didn't expect Other M to score as badly as it did, for example. Okay, so... where's my frickin'... whatever. Kisai. Amaranth. And some shrooms. And let's see if I did this correctly. No, I didn't, Elisa. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, so that apparently is not correct. Probably because I just mixed an elixir and a food. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What did Elizar... If Geralt was in this game, what do you think he would do first? In this game? He would try to find the nearest source of liquor, discover that there is none, and probably scream. We'll do... rock salt, I think. Four minutes. 3 heart, 3 stamina, or 3 armor, 3 armor. God damn, talk, Lord, talk. Wish I could manually sort. Wish I could do templates. Wish I could do anything. Oh god. Oh god, why am I playing this game? Yeah, I think Geralt wouldn't enjoy this world very much. He'd also probably have gotten here through a portal, and he probably wouldn't enjoy that experience very much. Wait, I am Elizar? I mean, there's rice in the game. He can make sake. Let's eat the dubious food right now. Oh, yeah. We apparently liked the dubious food. Go figure. Over here, refill our healing items. I mean, once Geralt realizes he's stuck here, he could probably make something of a life for himself. He has no idea how anything works here, though. It's part of the problem. Remember, a lot of Geralt's overall, I hate to use this word, power, comes from the fact that he knows what he's doing. He has a tremendous amount of knowledge. He'd be starting from scratch. I'm not saying he couldn't learn, I'm just saying he'd be starting from scratch. Okay, that's done. If I'm in hell, I can only pick one Zelda playing to game for eternity. What do I pick? I mean, obviously the LTTP randomizer is the answer. But if that's cheating, I go with Twilight Princess. Yeah, the builder from Dragon Quest Builders 1 or 2 would probably love being in Breath of the Wild. They'd be like, oh, sweet. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad, Elizar, but there would be no purpose in doing so. Some bad games, there's a good value in reviewing. But what's the value in reviewing that garbage? Like, it doesn't convey anything, you know what I mean? Video, I guess. Where are you, bucko? Yeah, seeing me suffer is not actually as enjoyable as it sounds. Not when I'm actually suffering. I know this because I've been told this many times by my very viewers. Now, if I'm over-exaggeratively responding to something that's bad, sure. And I do try to meme it up as much as I can to make this as entertaining as possible. You don't want to see me do actually bad stuff. Because all I do is I just go quiet. So, let's go ahead and pop one of those cooked meals we just made. Bull crap, game. Bull crap. I've played all kinds of DOS games. I was alive in the DOS era, remember? I was gaming in the DOS era. No, it shouldn't have Giga Pudding. Hence my comment. I disagree with that, too. There's a lot of disagreement going on today. Now, I played, I can't think of the name of it now. Chip's Challenge. That was the name of it. Anyone ever heard of that game? No, of course you haven't. Don't lie to me. It's not actually a DOS game, though. It's a Windows 95 game. I really don't like fighting the club ones. Yoda Stories. Oh my god, I remember Yoda Stories. How do you farm Lionel's Giga Pudding? Let me guess. You stun them, get on their back, and then freely kill them, even though that hasn't worked for me like 3 times on camera. I honestly think I just got physics bugged or something. Then again, you know my propensity for finding bugs. I mean, I just talked about the tigers last night. Have I tried shooting them in the eyes? Yes. Stasis headshot, get him back. Yep, nope, that's the exact strategy I was expecting. If you say so, Giga. If you say so, Todd Giga. Just chewing through some of our worst weapons on this guy, because we can afford to do that at this point. Really enough. That's my fault. I thought he was doing the swing attack. He was not doing the swing attack. I need 2 hooves, by the way. It's kind of our immediate goal. So that's 1. Oh, speaking of, how many weapons did I just go through? 2 weapons, and we're about to go through a 3rd. Oh yeah, let's try this out. Seems Zelda isn't able to come. Why? That is how many times we've had a weapon break so far, Giga Pudding. We're up to 59 at the moment. No, Evo. I mean, this might technically qualify as the desert, I don't know. I'll just walk through the blinding fields of blindingness. Why would... okay, I'm going to ask this as nicely as I can, Eliezer. Why would having a black character be woke pandering? Also, we've had black main characters in Assassin's Creed games before. More than once, actually. And I'm just saying, Adewale was awesome. That's all I'm saying. There he is. Spear. That might work out. Is it historically accurate? I want to be very clear about this. Are you asking me if Assassin's Creed is historically accurate? That's the first problem. That's the first mistake you made right there. However, as has already been pointed out in chat, yes, that is historically accurate. Hi, Ross. It actually is a thing, Giga. It's called tokenism. It's a bit of a plague. But not for the reasons you'd think. You know the real reason tokenism sucks? Let's say I wanted to put, I don't know, a gay couple in RFF2. I know, weird example, but hear me out. There are some people who would look at it and be like, tokenism! Because the mere fact that I've included that in my game, or in my show, or in my movie, means that now someone somewhere is going to think I'm doing it just to pander. The reason why is because for several decades, that's exactly what a lot of companies have done. Indeed, this is so old school that there's a character who is black in South Park named Token, who was making fun of this exact same problem for forever ago. Oh, our Master Sword's back. We'll switch to that. Although, actually, no. Let's push through this scimitar. Do I have a shield right now? I do not. Game, could you do what I tell you to do and not... I know it's hard to tell because there's blinding death everywhere here. Could you stop doing that attack, please? That's really frustrating. Honestly, I'm with you on that, Jaludo. To be quite blunt. But I don't want to go down that particular rabbit hole. Not even Halloween yet. Well, I've been specifically seeking them out, Jolly Leopard. I am farming Lionels right now. There's actually only like 8 in the world. If you look at my map, I have got them marked. All those little swords, those are Lionels. So we got one up there. We got the one up there. We got the one in this field. There's the snowy guy. This is actually a Lionel, so we'll switch it in there. There we go. There's one that roams this coast. There's one at the end of this peninsula, and there's one over here by this lake. And that's... oh, and the one on the peninsula. Or, not the peninsula. The plateau. The other P word. Apparently there's 22. I wonder if that's counting the DLC, because I'm not counting the DLC, obviously. I don't even know what that means, Saber for Wives. Okay, push through that weapon. Let's go and use the Frost Spear. We don't really need that. That was buggy. His attack started when he was still winding up the attack. drop a hoof. Two hooves. Nice. I'll take that. Okay. Let's do a quick thing here. I want to do this before I forget. So I've been meaning to farm these too every blood moon. Although I guess if I don't need Keese eyeballs, I don't need them as badly, but I do need the electric things. Really? Saber for life. Wow. Cool. Give me your Keese. I need your wings. Give me your sweet, delicious wings. I dropped my weapon. Okay, that's cool. And now I'm dropping everything. Where did my weapon go? Fought the Lionel, died to the Keese. That's just my life, isn't it? Okay. Let's hit up y'all. Yes. Are you sure, Jolly Leprechaun? Are you sure this is more entertaining? Might be the most boring stream I've done since Starfield. Not sure what you can. Don't think we're low, but just in case we are. Let me just go through a negative to gameplay there. Oh my god, zebra hooves. Horse mechanics. Well, one of the horse mechanics doesn't appear to be even working, so that's cool. We'll try it again in a second. Yeah, I figured. I mean, we did pause to rant about Starfield more than once. Frickin' game. And that will mean set bonus for our barbarian legs, although they still barely better than our existing weapons, so we have to upgrade them even more for them to finally actually be better than the armor we've been using. Honestly, yes, I think I would, Venetia. They're both time-wasting garbage. But one of them is just keep mashing your face into the grind wall, and the other is this nonsense. Okay, so now we need more hooves. We also need guts. Guts only drop off the bigger ones.
Oh. Oh.
It's a shame this doesn't work as like a healing fountain. You know, like it would in, I don't know, Zelda 1. Right, I was going to see if we could summon Zelda here. Hey! Yeah, I guess that area counts as being in the desert then. Probably Elizar, but I can't actually think of one off the top of my head, no. Okay, that was actually cool. New plan. Our next major Link is going to be doing primarily mounted combat. Overwatch does not suffer from tokenism. Anyone who says it is has other problems they need to work out elsewise. Overwatch has a lot of problems. That is not one of them. Let me put it to you this way. During the extant, at the beginning of the story arc, there's these 3 mages. One of them is a IT software developer from Brazil. One of them is a teacher of astrophysics from the Indonesian area. I forget the exact city. Please forgive me. Yeah, no kidding, Dragonblair. And the third one is a woman who is part of a rich dynasty here in the States, a black woman. Is that tokenism? No, exactly. For obvious, I can obviously tell you it's not tokenism because I'm the one who wrote that. But I can even tell you the exact logic that went into why those 3 specific people. It was actually really basic. I came up with a fairly basic formula deciding exactly how much density of population was in specific areas. And then I just picked one person from each of those 3 areas. So, Eastern Seaboard of the United States, the Buenos Aires, or not Buenos Aires, I can't remember, the city name in Brazil, and the city name in Indonesia. I can't remember the cities, please forgive me. And I just looked at real-life history and said, okay, what kind of people group exists within there? And then pulled one from each. There you go. Boom. There's your 3 mages. I think it actually was Jakarta, but either way, point remaining. I'm woke. I mean, I have been accused of that, which is really funny, because I've also been accused of the exact opposite, because this is the internet. Let's go do that. Let's get this out of the way, because I'm pretty sure I know what that one is. One of my favorite little tidbits, this is not a political statement, this is just something that amused me, was I was specifically accused of supporting Trump because I have family members who were in the military. That's it. That's the only reason. No other logic or reasoning given. Where? I gotta be staring right at there. Yeah, that's the best part. The more you think about that sentence, the less sense that makes. Yeah, I've been trying to just, like, look at the comments section as a source of ridiculousness, because the alternative is stress. And stress is unhealthy. Like, literally, physically unhealthy. Now, hang on. Darkrai mentioned something about retroactively, you know, that's true, Darkrai. Retroactively making Soldier 76 homosexual just as a way to... That's woke. I'll give you that. That's someone deciding to try and get brownie points for no other reason than to try and get brownie points. There's a few examples of that across history. Nah. And it's almost always something where they just tack it on after the fact, or it has nothing to do with anything, right? It's like, oh yeah, by the way. I guess that's fair. I shouldn't use the word rope because everyone uses different words, definitions for that word. So let me use my terminology more clearly. That's being a bad writer who is trying to get brownie points for putting no effort into their work. That's what that is. This might be bad. Okay, we're okay. I mean, you know how language works. I actually had a discussion about Star Trek recently with someone. And I made the fairly casual comment, admittedly, which actually turned into a whole thing, that Star Trek has always tried to be inclusive. Which I think is a better word for anything else that Star Trek tries to do. Because, again, that really has been the intent from word go. Now, they have fumbled at that many, many times. But that goes down to the DNA of Trek, right? What do you got for me, Cass? Okay, I thought that was an enemy for a second. Yes, please hear me this song.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, I did one of these off camera, which sucked. I'm just gonna say that as nicely as I possibly can. It was the one where you have to get 4 orbs onto a plateau and then put them into position while there's an eternal lightning storm happening. That sucked. And at least one of the major ways in which it sucks is if you make any major mistake with regards to the placement of the orbs, you kind of have to wait for a blood moon to start over, or get really, really lucky and manage to completely bullcrap the orb back up, which is what I did, by the way. You're probably wondering, how did you bullcrap the orb? Well, so you carry stuff over you, right? And if you are currently carrying stuff over you, and then you hit this, and then tap, stasis immediately, you'll actually stasis it in the air above you. Then you can shoot it with your arrow. This is one of the reasons I had so few arrows, by the way, in order to launch it up, and therefore actually get it back up on the plateau. Oh god, I don't know, Venetia. Let's see. I would say Gearbox there, because a Starship Trooper game needs to be as ridiculous and silly as possible. And Borderlands 3 notwithstanding, it's a little bit better at being absolutely ridiculous. Ow. Randy Pitchford should probably just find a nice hole to disappear into forever. I'm not saying he has to die. He can live. As long as he never interacts with anybody ever again. That's all I'm asking. Yeah, true it up quickly. Have you ever had avocado toast? No. And it's fortunate because I like both toast, that is to say, good bread, and avocado. Oh man, so I got lucky enough to get a small amount of pepper jelly recently. Oh, that was so good. It was raspberry pepper, specifically. Raspberry jalapeno, to be very clear. It was very, very good. So how would I say this game is better or worse than when I originally played it? Yes. In some respects, the amount of awesome, wonderful, amazing, creative, fun, and dynamic game design on display is fantastic, and it's really nice appreciating a lot of the little things they do. On the other hand, is everything else. As I pointed out yesterday, a lot of the problems I have with this game are system problems, not content problems. The mechanisms of the game are very, very clearly beta. That is true, Venetia. It's one of the reasons why I make a clear distinction when I know a game that I'm reviewing and when I don't. Because a game I know will always be a more accurate review, 100% of the time. Got it. Bacon jam! Oh my god. Still haven't had a chance to make that, by the way. Okay, that went too far. I don't think that made it at all. I can clearly tell what I'm looking at. Oh. There it is. Oh yeah, I can totally make that. I can't make that. Yep. Yep, come on. Yahaha! You found me! Okay, now to get the actual shrine. I believe we want to start over there. Is there anything else I need to bomb? I don't think so. If we run out of rocks, wait for the blood moon to reset everything. Oh yeah, or reload your save. Speed, which we should probably save. I haven't done a minute. I'm leaning on autosave. Shouldn't do that. Start upstream. Yeah. If I lost all of my saves, the run would be over. That's a terminus point right there. So, the Zelda timeline is a fiction. I know they keep trying to pretend that all Zelda games exist within the same continuity, and they are lying. All of the Zelda games do have a degree of continuity, to some extent or another, but it's usually with one other specific game, or two other specific games. Yeah, I didn't either, Frieza, that's why I stalled for a second. So there are some cases in which games do have indirect and direct connections. Arcs, really. But other than that, not really. Skyward arguably connects with Breath. We'll see about that when it comes to Tears. Obviously, Ocarina, Majora's, Wind Waker, and... hang on. Ocarina, Majora's, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. That's all one connection. And then it's, I want to say, no, not one, I don't know why I said that. LTTP, Oracles, and Link's Awakening. and arguably Link Between Worlds. And I think all of those work. Zelda 1 and 2 do directly connect to each other, but otherwise that's kind of it. Minish Cap, in the most loosest sense of the word possible, does connect with Four Swords, but otherwise doesn't meaningfully do so. That's enough. Booyaka. Well, that's why I put it in the question mark category, Frieza. Yeah, there's also Hyrule Warriors 1, which is functionally in its own pocket dimension. Hyrule Warriors 2, which is supposed to be connected to Breath of the Wild, but kind of isn't. So that's its own thing. I feel like I missed a few there. Oh, neck. It's very technically canon. Okay, so that's done, that's done, that's done. We can't do that yet. We could try that. We can't do that until we have access to the Goron area. It's up here. No, Elazar. I know you're not listening to me and you don't care about me, but to reiterate, there is no Zelda timeline. There are Zelda bundles. Certain specific Zelda games connect with certain other specific Zelda games. Having said that, even then, Zelda 1 would not actually be towards the end. There are several that happen after that. Oh yeah, and obviously, regardless of Skyward, Breath and Tears connect with each other. Yeah, Breath is totally at the end of the timeline. No, it isn't. Don't listen to them. They're lying. I'm sorry. Don't piss in a glass and call it lemonade, Nintendo. Just saying. We haven't gone through this particular hammer yet. We've been using it for a minute. Not complaining. Oh, your hammer is badly damaged. Thanks, game. Thanks. I was starting to have hope for a better future. Yeah, total Jinx moment there. Got it. It's, no, I shouldn't have said anything. It's raining. It's raining. Oh my god. Yeah, every time someone calls me a Nintendo fanboy, I just kind of laugh a little bit internally. Like, really? Me? Okay. Yeah, so part of the reason I mentally connect Skyward with Breath is because they both were done with similar intent. Now, I don't know if it's actually the same guy. Don't quote me on that. But there's this guy who's done a lot of storytelling for Zelda, and he's been a lot more prolific more recently, and he's really been active in talking about how much he hates the existing Zelda timeline and how much he wants to get away from it. He also hates several aspects of the storytelling itself, the three goddesses being a big one. You'll notice the three goddesses are not even mentioned in Skyward Sword. Instead, it's just Hylia, right? There it is. No. Oh, I do. Screw him. He should die, Giga. He should die to fire! Now, the idea of doing a soft reboot of the series, or even a hard reboot of the series, is something I'm in favor of. Actually sitting down and figuring out what the hell they're doing with everything. Sure, do it. Go for it. That... What? There we go. Hey, buddy. Well, I will admit I haven't done my research for Skyward yet, probably because we're not there yet, but I'll do my research, and I'll get back to you on that, Frieza. This is the giga-pudding method of fighting Lionels right here. In fact, actually, let's switch weapons. To this thing. Ow. Okay, hold on. Let's get some buff food going. Now it's not letting me. Alright, fine. Back to normal methods of fighting. For doing that, let's switch back to the Master Sword. Agree with that. Actually, let's do this. I believe you, Ross. I really do. Multiple people agree with you. I've been encountering plenty of weird bugs this particular playthrough, so that could just be one of those. Let's push through this. Actually close. That was weird. I'm just gonna accept that. Look, I don't even know, Giga. Your guess is as good as mine. Get up. Or don't. That's cool, Link. This is on you, Link. You earned this by refusing to get up. I will admit the roll thing kind of irritates me in this game quite a bit. You know what I'm talking about, right? You get knocked over. I have no idea what you're talking about, Elizar. You get knocked over, and then you just roll on the ground for a minute. We only got one hoof out of that. But we did get some weapons. And we traded up in this case, which is why I've been trying to do this very particularly. Okay. So I've got him over here. Why don't we... Yeah, let's do that. I'm also gonna leave you forever. Link's fine. He's fine. And yeah, sorry, Czar. As Frieza told you, there is functionally no storage in this game. We actually are currently storing 3 weapons, 3 shields, and 3 bows. Now. Let's get this restarted. Have a Snickers. Oh, that sucked. I mean, I was expecting a higher score too, Croatia. I also wasn't expecting you to donate so much. You need to stop doing that. Quit it, man. Come on. Work with me here. Work with me. I mean, I've been farming Lionels. I better be getting good at flurries at this point. Episode 2, Giga Pudding. One of those weird statements that I get every now and again is people seem to expect that I actually want games to score badly. Like, I want a game to be worse. Ooh, that was a bunch of horns. Only 1 hoof, though. Oh, well. Well, actually, we answered that earlier, Elizar, but I'll repeat for you. Link is our tank. Zelda is our healer. Ganon is the DPS. Thank you, Croatia. I dedicate the victory I just had to Croatia! Always and ever appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I always hope a game will score well. Really. Well, I shouldn't say always. That's a bad way to put that. Anytime I know a game isn't complete garbage, I hope it'll score well. Might be a better way to put that. So let's see. That is going towards... Gothic 1. One ship. Mass Effect Andromeda. Paperboy. I'm curious which game on the NES block is going to score the worst. Because, man, I don't know. There's some options there. How many hooves are we up to? 3. And I need 12. Okay. No, I think you are correct, Frieza. I think our option is this right now. Well. Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, let's see. I was thinking about that, Javos. I don't know. Zelda herself would probably be... God, I don't know. I don't know. Let me chew on that for a minute. You know, I don't actually know, Czar. No, I saw your statement at Archobaxist. I don't know if I'd go that way with it. I mean, it's one way to make you not play as Link, kind of, maybe. But at the same time, it would depend a lot on what they do with it after the fact. Like, okay, so there's an imposter. Why is there an imposter? What are they doing with it? Where are they going with that? That kind of stuff, right? I think that would determine where that goes. These are all 410, so we'll just do that first. Marble Madness. Oh god, I actually forgot Marble Madness is on the list. Yep, that's just my life. I just was completely not ready for that, as usual. Hate that attack. Marble Madness is on the list, yes. Actually, I have Yura, yes. They did it after Dragonflight went live. What? I agree, it looks really good. Especially when you're dragon flying around the old worlds. Way too slow for some reason there. Top off really quick here. Ow. don't think any of the classes really fit Elizar. The more I think about it, the less any of them fit. Like, the closest to Link would be a warrior, but even that really doesn't work well. Prot warrior, obviously. There's no equivalent for anything that Link or Ganon are, for that matter. Remind me to hit up Satori Mountain after this, please. Wrong game, Giga. Yeah, sure, Ganon could be a warlock who wields a giant two-handed spear and is constantly perceived as a bruiser with tons and tons of health and melee power. I don't think that fits, personally. Let's dump the Knight's Shield, I think, honestly. Yeah. Link would be a fighter in D&D, yeah, absolutely. No, that could have been better. How many guts did I just get? Did I get any guts? Weird things you say in video games. Did I get any guts out of that? That would remove one negative. Yes, Lord Haremon. And I'm not being facetious. That actually would literally take one of those negatives and delete it. Ugh. That's fair, Blade Javon. See, the thing is, Protodon just doesn't work in that case. Yes, bows can and do break, whether you hit something with your shot or not, just pulling it back. Miranda, I wish I could play as Zelda and Ganondorf and anybody other than Link. I've been wanting that since this game came out. Now, I don't want to start a thing, but Link was so androgynous in most of the launch material, and there was that trolling comment made by one of the creators, I forget which one, which made it sound like we would actually finally play as someone other than Link, and I was really excited for that. That didn't happen. And then again, I'm probably caring too much about the story axis of a game which is clearly drifting away from having a story axis. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I haven't played Tears. That's not what I want. I want the other direction. It's this way, I think? God. That's true. Linkle is in the Dynasty Warrior games. I don't actually, ironically, like playing as her. But she's there. Well, we were thinking about how we would make Link evil. I came up with my own theory on how to do that. But just making it so that the Triforce rotates and he's just evil because of destiny, that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me for pretty much the exact same reason it doesn't work for me that Ganondorf is evil because of destiny or the Curse of Demise or any other nonsense like that. It robs the character of agency. It makes it so that they are not a character anymore in their own story. Yeah, that's why they called him Link, Miranda. All the way back in the first game. They wanted Link to be the link between the player and the character. Honestly, probably not. I mean, okay, dumb statement. Let me say this. Yes, I would like Demise better, or less negative, if the curse thing did not exist, absolutely. Especially since several of the books went out of the way to point out that all of the non-Ganondorf villains were also a cause of the curse. So, thanks for that game. But, regardless of that, Demise was never going to be a character I was going to like. Like, he's barely a character to begin with. The best bit of characterization he gets in the entire game is actually characterization given to him by Girahim. There's a moment, this is a very minor spoiler, where Girahim, who has been the active, characterized, slavishly loyal minion of Demise the entire game. No, Eleazar, I prefer quality content. And he's so devoted to Demise. And the moment Demise is brought back, Demise immediately forces him to revert to his sword form and does not allow him to speak or do anything. Yeah, he doesn't even acknowledge him. He is just a tool to him. That is not bad, but it's it. That is the only characterization we get for Demise right there. That's just not enough for effectively the main villain of the entire franchise, but even for a single game. All right, so I refilled those. I think I'm still fine on fairies. Let me double check. If I have any, do I have any fairies? Have I used all my fairies? Nope. Yeah, I still have 3 fairies. I could get more if I held one, because I've got 3 exactly. That'd be a bad idea. See, I like Zant quite a bit. But the problem is Zant gets quite a bit of screen time and quite a bit of character development. There's the cool Zant that he likes to portray himself, and then there's his slow descent over the course of the game into real Zant, aka the whiny brat. The best bit of characterization Zant gets, in my opinion, has and always will be the scene where they show him throwing a literal temper tantrum, slamming the ground like a freaking 5-year-old. Because he's pissed that they won't make him king. That's Zant. And they do a lot to really try and develop him. And what's doubly interesting is the moment he takes off his helmet for the first time is the first time they really start to showcase how much of a brat he is. I love it. Sorry, I'm a big fan of Zant, if it's not obvious. It helps that his entire boss fight is also characterization. He has no skill, no style, nothing. He just flails wildly and randomly and borrows the abilities of other people because he has no combat capacity of his own. That's awesome. Let's do here. Let's do something. Do I like Girahim? As usual, asking me anything about liking something in Skyward has a giant asterisk next to it because I hated every moment of playing that game. Having said that, Girahim was the source of a lot of frustration for me, gameplay-wise, because his fright required you to do things that were precise in a control scheme that was the opposite of that. Having said that, I think Girahim was one of the more interesting attempts at that kind of character that the Zelda series has done, for whatever that's worth. I mentioned the slavish devotion thing, but he's also just... He's very opposite of Fi. He tries very, very hard to be expressive and emotive and individual. He tries very hard to present himself as a person when he is, in fact, not. He is a sword. And this works for me because it serves as good contrast and characterization for another character I do actually rather like in Skyward. Fi. Fi never tries to pretend to be anything other than what she is. And in the doing actually manages to be a bit more endearing than Girahim, who is trying constantly to over-present himself. A parallel for Girahim is Kuja from Final Fantasy IX. See you around, a noble name. I hope the build goes well. So, Girahim is trying so hard to present himself as having an identity and having a sense of self. Fi has accepted that she functionally doesn't, and that distinction really helps vary the two, I think. I mean, since I'm here, I might as well go for this. Remind me who Ravio is. Oh! Link Between Worlds. Yes, absolutely. Scale? I clearly hit the horn, sir. I disagree, game. Bull crap. Robbed. What is that? That is a white. Okay. We probably want this, then. Horn is the higher level version of the... Stop being in the mode! Is the higher level version of the scale. It's like scale, and then claw, and then horn. Or scale, horn, claw, I forget which, but either way. Yeah, it's for upgrades, put simply. Hang on 1 second, Anarchomaxist. So I agree with you, but I also disagree with you completely. And the reason I disagree with you completely is because you operate on the presumption that the Zelda timeline exists as a singular entity, which, as I've said many times, today even, I disagree with as a premise. There is no Zelda timeline, is the synopsis. There isn't. Any pretensions of there being a singular timeline is nonsense. And almost assuredly retconned on their behalf, whatever they say in interviews and press conferences. There are... Okay, that was really strange. Yeah, there's bundles. There's arcs. There are individual... What to do about that attack? There's individual parts of the Zelda games that connect with each other, but there is no Zelda timeline. If I can use a weird parallel, it's like the Mario games. No, really. Mario 1, 3, and World, as well as Yoshi's Island, are actually all part of the same arc, and all of them connect to each other pretty well, if vaguely. But yeah, there is no unified Mario timeline. Galaxy 2 was supposed to connect with Galaxy 1, doesn't. I'm fine with them getting away from the timeline, really. I've said that several times. I just want them to do better at continuity in general. If you're going to make a game part of the same overall timeline, make it part of the same overall timeline. This is actually something I ran into when constructing the Final Fantasy rewrites. Because, yeah, that's ramblings of an old man, Javez. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because one of the things that was an early concern was I don't want the Final Fantasy games to be connected to each other in the rewrites just because. So the challenge was they have to connect, and it has to make sense, obviously, but there also has to be some purpose behind it. Each FF game has to have some significance to the overall FF timeline. Otherwise, what's the point? I will admit I've been using a lot of pillar storytelling design when it comes to that. Coming up with a central pillar that multiple FF games touch on. X-Death is probably the perfect example of that. A lot of the early FFs hinge around the idea that X-Death is something of a major narrative thread, which is going to come up a lot. Yeah, I'm too slow. I'm too slow. Oh, no, we made it. We're okay. I do not know, Czar. Not off the top of my head, sorry. Yeah, a lot of people disagreed fundamentally with the very idea of connecting the FFs together. In fact, we had some drama about that in my very writer's room. That's cool. I can't tell where I am. Oh god, where am I? This is taking a while. I'm about to lose my buff. And buff is gone. Please drop your guts and horn and hooves. Not horns. I don't need your horns. Yep, guts and 1 hoof. So up to 2 guts. Woo. Yeah, we got a bunch of lightning arrows, too. The game keeps dumping lightning arrows on my back. Probably because I keep hunting Lionels. Just, Zelda, what are you doing, Link? I'm hunting the deadliest creature in the world. What? Why? I need their guts. Do I like Death Battle? No. Don't mistake me. Death Battle is perfectly fine for what it's supposed to be. It's like CinemaSins, right? CinemaSins is not actually supposed to be a real critique or analysis of any movie. It's just a fun little thing, and that's fine. What I do not like is people who treat Death Battle as if it's rote, as if that is like the end-all answer to a lot of those questions. That I'm not a huge fan of. Exactly, Archbishop. You left me in my underwear. What do you want from me? All out London, Victoria 3, and Old World Blues. As always, appreciate you, Vigilant. Thank you. No, I wasn't trying to call you out there, Eliezer. There was no subtle intention there. I have seen people who treat Death Battle as, like, writ. As if that is the canon of the universe. You know what I mean? And it's just like... No. Right. I was going to do this, actually. Old World Blues. Okay, so I used a lot of healing items. Let's do 8. I have 8, right? Yeah, I do. Absolutely, Yura. You'd have to work at it to find a zone in WoW I don't like the visuals of. 2. 3. The town, Giga? I could feel that. 4. 5. 6. Isn't this such a useful use of my time? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You get my point, right? This is what I mean when I say system problems are the problems with this game. There's no reason this couldn't be done in a menu in bulk. I'm doing the exact same cooking each time. But instead I have to do this whole thing where I enter the menu each time, pull out the item each time, switch to the thing each time, hit the right buttons in the right sequence each time. Okay. I was going to kill one more Lionel. This one, maybe? Maybe. Let's try this one. Because I already killed the Northern Lionels that I know of. I kind of want to kill, like, every Lionel every Blood Moon. That's sort of the goal here. Oh, there's a second one in the... You're right, there is. There is a second one in the snowfield. We'll go kill him. We'll murder his face off. Before I forget, though. This is going to sound weird, because I've already given this game 3 negatives to music and 2 negatives to song, but plus to music. There are some good songs in this game. They don't play often enough. They're, you know, site-specific, but there is actually some good music here. You're right, I haven't killed the Colosseum this cycle. You're absolutely right. You gotta kill him, too. I want to check this one out, though, because I haven't actually checked this one out yet. I'm not sure where this one is. Or if this one even exists. I also need to kill... So I got the Plateau one, the Colosseum one, the second snowfield, and this one. I think that's all of them at the moment. At least all the ones I have access to. And then there's going to be a Blood Moon. Oh, there he is. He's a red. I have killed this one before. I do still need hooves. I don't know if he's worth it, though. Like, as weird... That's a weird sentence, isn't it? I don't know if it's worth killing a red Lionel. We're out of weapons. Where are we out of weapons? You know... Let's skip him for now. And that also means we'll be skipping the Colosseum one. And the Plateau one. So let's go after the other one up here. You know you've gotten elitist when you look at a red Lionel and you're like, it's not worth my time. Yeah, exactly, Arshbruce. It'll also cost me farm time, because every Lionel costs me 3 Iron Shrooms, 1 Amaranth, and a Rock Salt. And that's doable, but it's irritating to go farm. I guess we'll put on the old outfit for right now. While we're looking for him. I love how that Lizalfos over there, Blizalfos, excuse me, thinks he's hidden. Like, yeah, no, buddy. I can see you from more or less literally a mile away. Oh, you can summon the horse in the frost area? Did not know. Oh, okay. That's a thing that happened. Piss off, please. Well, horse dead. Yeah, that's going to cost money, Giga, which is going to mean farming dragons. Which I have been hesitating on doing again, because I hate doing it. I'll do it off camera today. As long as my niece has decided not to, you know, add more stuff to the floor. Actually, that's a good point. We might be able to just reload. Yeah, you know what? Let's just reload. Let's just reload. Let's just fix that. There we go. Okay, cool. So, that's what I was saying. Man, I wonder what a horse burger tastes like. I've actually never had horse. No, we don't have glitter in the household. Would you like to guess why? I'll give you a hint. Every now and again, and this is not a joke or an exaggeration, I do still occasionally find glitter. Just somewhere. In fact, the most recent time was yesterday. I'm not joking. It was in my bathroom. Which, as a reminder, is the bathroom nobody goes into except for me. Which means I tracked it in there somewhere after interacting with them. Hi, Zelda. Nothing happened. Nothing is wrong. Also true, Bragwin. Newest and cleanest. Well, second cleanest. The horse meat scandal. Beloved horses being eaten for delicious, delicious food. Find out more on fakenews.com/this story is definitely not real. Why do you call your site fake? It's a lawyer thing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No, I'm sure it's real. I'm making fun of news sites in general. Sorry. I drifted there a little bit in terms of mockery. Yeah, that's how they get horsey sauce at Arby's. They take the horse and they squeeze all the horsey sauce out of it. I don't think I have a type of humor, but if we're being honest, I probably lean mostly towards what is usually referred to as British humor. Very dry, and usually involves something that, unless you're already aware of something else, you're probably not going to get. Hello? That is a light. And by a light, I mean a white. No, I see, I'm not joking when I make fun of myself, because I really am total crap. But it is a coping mechanism. Alright, so let's do this. Hey, buddy. Hi. I just walked right up to him. I'm actually confused by that. I changed my mind. I just like fighting the spear ones more than anything else. Because of this attack right here. It's just such an irritating attack. Literally walked right up to him. Hey, dude. Huh? Ah! Let's go ahead and switch to the spear. He's about to replace that. I love the idea that I'm freezing to death while fighting this guy. Literally, taking damage from him and everything. That would be really funny, playable. Well, if that didn't hit him in the head, I don't know what it's going to hit him in the head. God damn it. Let's go heal. I love the idea that they thought Lionels were too easy and decided to go ahead and make them more irritating to fight. Something about that amuses me. Ah! I thought that was going to knock me over the edge for a second. Well, the answer to your first question, Elizar, is no. The answer to your second question is Smash Brothers, obviously. The answer to your third question, which you didn't even ask me. Let's see, what would I do if I had to combine Link and Zelda in a single game? And by Link and Zelda, I mean Link and Mario. Did I not get any guts out of that? Oh, I didn't even check. It's already scrolled off, too. I'm up to 8 horns, or hooves. Not horns, the other thing. Where's my guts? Do I have any guts? Did I get any guts? Ah, whatever. Ah! Whatever. Yeah, let's go ahead and dump this. Grab that. Okay. I want to see something real quick. Honestly, if I had to combine Mario and Link in a game, RPG. Let's SMRPG this up a little bit, you know? Oh, of course it'd be a JRPG. There is... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Crap. I got turned around. There is no other type of RPG. Yep, we're going to make it this new thing. It's called an IRPG. Give it a second, Bragwin. Give it a second. Oh, shoot. What? Oh, bull crap. Okay, that's something I disagree with. That's the part I disagree with, Frieza. Not that it's there, that it should be there. It's fine, we'll take the bridge game. Jesus. What? Oh. I was gonna say... Bull crap! Again. Actually, that sounds kind of cool, Anarchomaxes. Different kind of pastas. Each type of pasta gives you like a different buff in addition to healing you. I mean, that's just cooking in this game, but it's all pasta, right? Because there's so many different kinds of pasta. And you can add different kinds of meat, you know? Like horse meat. Yeah. And I guess other kinds of meat, too. And bear. We need to get some bear meat in there. Get that wonderful flavor of pine cones soaked in urine. Direct quote. So yeah, hang on. So let's make like a proper crafting system here. So the noodles is how much it heals you, right? So the quality and type of noodles changes how much it heals you. Then you've got the meat, if any, and that determines the type of buff. And then, no, that doesn't feel right. Meat should be magic related. Just magic related. Because meat should be optional. Sauce determines the type of buff. Yes, Pokemon and Super Mario RPG are both JRPGs at their core. Probably Anarchomexist. I apologize if I'm talking over you. I'm trying to look for something, and I have no idea where it is. So, my eyes are glued to the screen. I apologize. I'm worthless and terrible, as usual. What's a regular RPG? Well, functionally, there is no such thing at this point in time. Oh, cooking time. Ooh, I like that idea. Don't go over the edge there. See, sauce is in every pasta, though, right? Or at least, I guess it isn't. There is such a thing as dry pasta. But anyways, there's no such thing as a regular RPG. And RPG... Well, there's obviously some narrative tropes associated with certain types of RPGs. What it really boils down to... How is that not it? What it really boils down to is... I guess that isn't it. Oh, there it is. I see it. Is how the gameplay's structured. For example, a lot of Western RPGs tend to focus entirely on a single individual, like Oblivion or Witcher, whereas JRPGs tend to be far more party-based. JRPGs also tend to be structured very, very linearly. You know, you're pretty much in a corridor the entire time, with very few exceptions to that. And there's often an emphasis on leveling structure, which is designed to create a counterbalance amongst your party, whereas in a Western RPG, usually you either have to pick a path or you can do everything. Which I know sounds contradictory, but it's true. Kingdoms of Amalur would be a good example of that. Or Oblivion. Zelda can't come here. I wonder why not. Be a good time for her. I gotta tell you, that teleporting bardic thing is not proving to be very worthwhile so far. Not super impressed. That's an interesting question, Simple Gamer. I've never heard of such a thing, admittedly. Well, either way, there's my target. Let's go ahead and mark that. We're up here. Is that the right type, though? That's the real question. I wonder if this counts as Death Mountain. Which would be interesting and, frankly, a little lazy on behalf of developers if they painted the zone lines that wide. I can't read that. That is a white. Perfect. Listen, Anarchomexist. If you know anything, you know you can't just give puns like that, okay? That's... You gotta warn people before you break their brains. Potatoes, rice, or pasta? Ooh. I think I'd go with potatoes, rice, and then pasta in that order, if given a choice on the matter. I like all three, though. But it's worth noting that I don't like most types of pasta. Like, most types of pasta are just irritating to eat for me. Like, physically, the action of eating them. Like those little, I don't know what they're called. The small things that's better to eat with a spoon than a fork. Whatever those are called. Oh, actually, you know what? Congrats, Spartan. Well, there's my shield. He's about to attack me. And break. See, the sword and shield ones, these are the best ones to fight. Obviously, they're the ones I have the most practice with, so they're the ones I can most consistently do this with. However, these are the most useful. They drop a really good one-hander, and they drop a shield, a really good shield. Oh, I forgot to put my buff on. They hit like a truck, but that's okay. Because they drop the best stuff. Now, that's an interesting question. What's the difference here? You don't mind sharing. And it's out of ignorance. Hey, Dream Whisperer. How's your day going? We're farming Lionels. I believe this is actually, no really, the last Lionel I have access to. The last non-red Lionel. Interesting. I don't know, I feel like I'm having more fun today, probably because we have a really defined plan of action going forwards, and you know me. Just running out of weapons, so it's a good thing this is the last guy for a minute. See you around, Giga Pudding. Alright, now that Todd Howard is gone. Whoops! That was on me. That's my fault. Pizza or hamburgers? Hamburgers. I didn't even get to hit that button. All hamburgers, all the time. No, it was a joke. It was a joke, Zara. I was calling Giga Pudding Todd Howard, that's all. I'm actually not a huge fan of pizza. But I'll take a burger 10 days out of 10, you know what I mean? In fact, I'm probably going to have a reheated burger for lunch today. A lot of hooves and another gut. Very nice. Yeah. Let's dump this. We have 3 Savage Lionel bows. Jesus Christ. And, of course, 3 Savage Lionel shields. Like I said. Oh, man. That sounds good, Braver. Ooh. Ah. All right. So that's all of the Lionels we can kill that are worthwhile at the moment. Let's do this really quick. Let's see where we're at with that. Because I think we can upgrade the Berserker suit a little bit right now. And why not, right? At least I can stop running around looking like I'm playing Spirit Tracks. That's the real benefit. This has all been for cause... No, I'm kidding. Having the increased armor is going to be very helpful. I will say this. So, semi-recently, just a few weeks ago, actually, we made homemade pizza. And, pop one. Actually, no. And my eldest was asked, you know, what did she think of it? And she said it was the best pizza compared to, like, takeout and restaurant. So, you know, like fast food and restaurant. Best... Oh, and also frozen. She compared homemade pizza as the best of all those options. I agree with her, for the record. Man, it's just... It makes a mess, doesn't it? Like, cleanup after making homemade pizza is a thing. Okay. We actually only need one more hoof, but we do need several more guts. Oh yeah, so here's our tier 3 upgrade. You've already seen the tier 2. Tier 3, she just straight up kisses us. That's your nightmare fuel for the day. You know, honestly, I was thinking about that, Brigman. I don't think that would... Oh god, ah! I don't think that would solve too many issues with the game, but it would solve at least some of them, you know? Chips, popcorn, and salty snacks, or candy and sweets. I'll take salts over sweets any day. Having said that, I prefer neither. Carrots, that's your munch food right there. So we need one more hoof to get tier 3. Oh, apples are great munch food. And honestly, a lot of vegetables and fruit are great munch food. Unfortunately, those are also expensive, at least where I live. So that's not a common thing. So let's see if we can get a set bonus here. That's why I was getting those fireflies earlier. So here's the tier 2 upgrade. A little more chaste. Oh man, Spartan, you ever have a... I forget what it's called. It's when you... For dinner, all you have is, like, there's an array of crackers, different types of meat, and different types of cheese, and you just mix and match however you want to, and that's dinner. I forget what that's called, but that's good. Sneaky river snails. I'm not sure where to find those. But while we're here, why not? Because we're going to be using it several times. Ah! Yeah, we need more sneaky river snails for the rest of that. Wherever it is. Oh, there. Zora City Pools. Well, be something to watch for when we're in there. Does armor have durability? Thankfully, no. Oh, man. If there's anything that could make this game even worse, it would be giving durability to armor. Jesus, that would be awful. Especially given how expensive and how difficult it is to get most of the armor in this game. Like, almost all the armor can be bought after a certain point from a vendor. But those are not cheap. They probably did, PM Triox. Well, yes, shields do, but not... The stuff on this tab does not break. Okay. Oh, God, it would be awful, Ars Bruce. You think this game is grindy? No. We only have to do this once. You cannot upgrade weapons, shields, or bows. You can find them in the wild. They can also come with random enchantments. But all of that is RNG. Well, there's actually a lot of reasons for that, Elizar, but it boils down to the fact that they're structured differently as a company. And hopefully they will continue to be structured that way as a company for a long time. Because the moment Nintendo decides to go down the rabbit hole of seeking out growth instead of profit is the moment Nintendo has died. I think that's where I'm at. All right, so obviously it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go ahead and chop off for that. I will hopefully be able to get some off-camera grinding going, but otherwise, I'll see you after the lunch break.